thought we were already live.
I hope not.
Yeah, I was recording.
Are we ready now? Is the logo off already?
Yeah,
Oh
the logo's
boy,
off.
I got to take a big drink of water. I'm so thirsty right now. This is gonna be a few seconds.
I hated that.
All right, that's pretty good. Well, you should have talked over it, dude. That's why I was saying it.
I
was
already
like,
spent all the material I had, which was the I
You were
thought
just
we were
like-
already recording joke. That's all I got today.
oh my god, that wasn't even a joke, brother. That was. Oh my god, dude. What are you trying to do to me? This episode just started. You can't say it. You can't say that. All right, what do we have on the agenda today? What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Oh.
Was that a bit?
No, it wasn't. I was like, what the fuck is this? Look at this. I was trying to read that top. Do you know what that says at the very top?
Yeah, it says rice.
That doesn't say
Oh, it says
rice.
tree.
It does say tree. I could not for the life of me read that at first.
Yeah.
I was like, none of those look like English
The
letters.
tree of rice.
The tree of rash. All right, bleep that too. Let it bleep. Excuse and somebody asked Kim Jong-un what his favorite Brad Pitt movie is.
Yeah.
The Tree of Rash. Brad Pitt was in a movie called
That-
The Tree of Life. It was
you're
critically
doing-
acclaimed.
you're
It was
doing-
critically acclaimed.
You're doing South Park Asian. You're not doing
Yeah,
Asian. You're doing
exactly.
South Park
I'm
Asian.
doing a South
Yeah.
Park character.
Yeah.
That was my impression of Trey Parker.
Yeah. You were doing, what's the guy? You were doing Cartman doing Asian.
Yeah, there
That's
you
what
go.
you were doing.
There you
yeah.
go. Asian Cartman. So tree. We talked about it last week. I got to get the tree.
Yeah, you got the
A
real,
real
Christmas
tree. I've never had a real tree. I've
Mhm.
never lived in a home with a real tree before. This time we get the real tree. I'm kind of dreading it because I'm like, we have it now.
Yeah. But
when,
yeah. Walk
when
us
we were
through
going
things.
out. Excuse me.
So is this a two-person job? You and the wife just
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
can't pick a tree out myself.
okay. Well, I didn't know.
I don't
Some
have the
people do it as
clearance.
like a family affair. Like, hey, we're all gonna grab our trees.
Oh okay.
You know.
Sure. No, so my wife and I, we go to this spot, and I'll tell you what, the guy there, this guy fucking knew trees, man.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Because I'm curious.
Okay.
Did you go to like a farm where you like walk out in the woods and like not the woods, but you walk out through like a bunch of trees and you pick your tree and cut it down, or did you go to like a Christmas tree like place where they sell real Christmas trees and there's just already a bunch of trees? Like,
It was like a ranch. It was like a farmer's market.
and you're on some land.
ranch.
Oh, so you're not on any land? Are you on land?
No, yeah, we are on land, but it's not like a ton of land. But it's land.
but there's
it's
trees in
land.
the ground.
I don't think so. We didn't have to cut down our tree.
Oh, so you were at like a Christmas tree shop.
No, it wasn't like that. It was
Yeah.
a Christmas tree farm.
No, a Christmas tree farm. You go. There's land, and you go
I
out.
know,
and
I
you-
know that, but
cut down a-
they're both Christmas tree farms. It's just some are self-cut, some are pre-cut. This one was pre-cut.
Did you walk through any land though to look at trees?
We walked through a barn, and
Shit,
then we
no.
walked, but behind, we walked through a barn. I don't mean like through a barn, like we're just circling.
no, you
inside.
walk
I walked
through a barn.
through a barn
Yeah.
to the other side where there was land outside, and that's where our tree was.
But was your tree in like a stack of other trees, like a shopping section of already other trees?
I mean, they're not. It's not like aisles at Walmart. They're just kind of all around.
Yeah, but they're all cut down trees, like ready to sell, ready to go.
I think they
You
were
weren't-
all cut down. Yes.
You weren't on a Christmas tree farm. You were
It was a
buying a
Christmas tree
pre-farmed tree. No, I don't. Maybe the technical term is wrong, and what you're saying is right.
Sure.
But
But you're speaking for the purists.
a Christmas tree farm, you should be out on the land scoping out trees that are in the ground. Like,
Yeah.
you walk to a honey hole where you got your tree last year, and you're like, I remember a couple clicks out, there was a sweet spot
now
on
we're
top
talking
of the
clicks.
hill. Yeah.
Now we're talking clicks.
Yeah, and you remember there was a nice looking bushel of trees, and then you cut one down, you carry it back through the snow, probably if it's snowing. So you just went and you said, I want that one, and it was already there, ready to go.
Well, it wasn't ready to
There
go.
were shelves of trees.
There weren't shelves. There was no shelvage. There were just a bunch of
All right,
trees.
continue your story.
So there's a bunch of trees.
Yep.
I pick
Pre-cut.
out the best smelling one in the whole bunch.
Were you how were you really getting in there? Or?
Yeah. But also if it's the best smelling tree, you don't have to get super in there the way that You know what I'm saying?
No, that's
So that's how I
yeah.
knew that this was. We got the best smelling tree in the lot, which I was very proud of. Now here's where I fucked up. I've never gotten a real Christmas tree before. I didn't even know what the kind of places were like to go get these real Christmas trees. This is embarrassing. This is what I got at this, but I got to make up for it next year. So you pick the tree, and then they take it, and they're like, "Do you want us to cut any of the bottom branches off, smooth it out a little bit,
Yeah.
blah blah blah?
Shape it.
Yeah, shape it up." So, yeah, sure. And then they put it through this cool machine, ties it all up.
Yeah, I've seen those.
So the guy does this, and then he's carrying the tree to the car for me, and I'm helping him. And I'm like, "Oh man, thanks, dude." He's like, "Yeah, no problem." So I go to shake his hand, and it becomes so. I see him like look at my hand, and it becomes so clear to him that he's like expecting there to be money in my palm for like a tip. And I was like, "Oh fuck, I don't have cash to tip this guy." So we just did like a weird, slow handshake. And I was like, "Thanks, man." And he was like, "Merry Christmas." And he went about his business. But I feel terrible because I did not.
See,
So next year I got to tip him big. But I didn't know.
can I tell you something?
I
though?
didn't know.
You want to know what's
didn't
sometimes
know.
more valuable than money?
A firm handshake.
A firm fucking.
Tell that to
Oh,
this
yeah.
guy's children, okay, who are starving.
Guess what he
this
can give him for Christmas?
Well, that's
You
how
can
we
stick
were
it
raised.
there.
Yeah.
You can stick it there for Christmas.
Yeah, when I was a boy, my dad would just sort of stick it there for Christmas, and that's what we had. But I feel so bad. Did you ever? You never had a job where you worked for tips, did you? Oh, you kind of did, right? If you would like put a grill together or something, helping people load the lumber. Would you ever get tips?
I
at the
did when I
lumber yard?
worked at the car wash.
Oh, the car
That
wash. I
was
forgot about
truly
that.
working for tips.
Right.
That
That was way back when. Wish I didn't know now.
but like,
You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, when I was working for like the lumber yard, I mean, we would load people's trucks and trailers up
Yeah.
with a lot of lumber, and like the contractors and stuff that we'd see every day, like obviously they're not like they're employees, they're doing their job too, but like you'd get the the DIYer that would come in and we'd load them up with a lot of stuff, and they'd tip us every once in a while. It was always like a nice treat. Here's the thing is, I don't know what he's used to doing. I think that he may be part-time Christmas tree store worker, part-time drug dealer, because
Not this guy.
yeah, but when you if you were
Oh,
hand
here
out for a shake,
I'll be him, and you be me.
yeah, like
So
if you're
so
hand
just
out
go
for
to
a
shake my
shake,
hand.
like,
And
hey,
so he
thanks.
was like, he was like, it was almost like he like.
Well, that's
like,
what I mean.
peeked
Like, what
around.
did he expect
Like,
you to have
where's the-
fucking? That's what I'm saying. Like a dime bag in your hand and like do a little slide
Definitely
off.
some
Like,
kind of cash. I don't know.
see, like if you were gonna tip, even if you did like a low key, like here you go. Like,
Yeah, you know
here's
how I do.
$5 or whatever. But
Find us
also
some
like,
shade.
you know what? Next question. Did he load the tree up on top of the car?
No, we put it in the trunk.
He put it in the trunk.
Yeah, or the back of the car, the Jeep. Put some of the
Yeah.
seats down.
But
flip-
did he
flip
do
in.
it?
Yeah, I helped him barely.
No,
I
but
didn't
yeah.
really. I didn't
Yeah.
really help him.
No,
I'm
then yeah.
just saying that.
I was gonna say if he just
I mean, I pulled
put
it
it
in.
if he
but-
just put it in the machine and put it in the bag, but if he loaded it up,
and he cut a
people probably
couple.
tip
He
him.
cut a couple of
Yeah, but that's
branches
again.
off.
Here's the thing.
Either
That
way,
is
I
his
wanna
job.
tip him.
Not like they're cutting the branches and the wrapping the tree. What I'm saying is like that is his job. Like his bare minimum of what he is paid to do is that. The put it in your car and stuff. That's the extra
Sure.
service that you tip somebody for.
Either
the thing,
way,
I
I'd be
don't think
tipping,
you're.
though.
I don't.
But I just didn't realize.
I don't
I
think
didn't
either
think
way
ahead.
you'd be tipping.
I would.
I
I
don't
would though, because I'm a tipper. I like to tip.
You just tip everywhere you go.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm a tipper. I like to tip. I tip
See,
around.
this is a conversation
I
that I
tip.
didn't see us
I
getting
tip.
to, but I look. Okay,
I'm a tipper.
you go to
People are not going to like your side of this if
you
you're
go,
an anti-tipper.
No, I'm the opposite. We'll get it. We'll lay it. We'll. Get
I didn't
all
mean to
our
cut you
more
off.
Cards. No, I'm just saying.
I'm assuming.
Here's
And
what
that's on me.
here's what I'll say though, because I have hard and fast rules when it comes to tips. If you go to Moe's, Five Guys, and they flip the screen,
Flip the screen.
what Are you tipping?
Yep. You don't do that? You didn't work at Subway, though.
Andy.
You know how many tips I made at Subway? Practically nothing, and that job sucked.
Yeah, and I would never give somebody, when they ask you for the tip at Subway. Here's the thing, Andrew, that you have to fucking realize is that
You tell me. I worked at Subway. You tell me what I have to realize. You tell me.
the tip wasn't invented for somebody doing their job. A tip is like, hey, you're doing your job exceptionally. You're going above and beyond. I'm going to give you a little bit more money than whoever's paying you is from my appreciation to yours. Just because you wrap just because you wrap a fucking burrito for me doesn't mean that I should be tipping you. That is your job. That is what you are paid to do. In your job description, it probably says must wrap burritos.
Yeah, that's
okay. So just because you do that to me doesn't mean I should be hitting you with 20% on top of my already outrageously priced $17 burrito.
You know, I'll tell you what.
I'm going to keep going.
Okay.
Any place that's at a counter, I would say the exception, like a coffee shop.
Okay.
A coffee shop, because coffee shops, long live the coffee shop, and like that kind of thing.
Sure, that explains
Anytime I'm not being like individually served, like if somebody's, again, car wash is a great example. Somebody's individually wiping off my car. Somebody's individually serving on me in a restaurant. Somebody's doing something, again, above and beyond their request, like carrying something to your car. If you're doing your job description, that, in my opinion, does not grant you a tip. The tip was invented to be based off of service. And when I have good service, I tip exceptionally well. If I have a waiter, waitress or something like that, like a server or something like that, even if I have poor service, I still tip fairly well. I don't tip. If you're slightly below average, I'm not tipping you exceptional. 20%.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even 25 if I just think you're having a bad day, but you still weren't good. But again, if you're good, I'll start getting those percentages up in the 30s. Like, I have no problem paying I would consider that a good tip to good service. But somewhere along the lines of this generation, we decided to expect money from everyday people. That for just doing the bare minimum. Like,
maybe. I don't know if that's actually true, though. I mean, I know that the technology exists where you can just flip things around, but that technology is just there. Like, you still don't have to tip.
You know what, though? Have you ever had somebody at a place that knows that they don't, like, I should not be getting tipped for what I'm doing. I'm just doing my job. And they'll tell you, like, yeah, just hit skip and go. Boom. That's the person I'm tipping. Not the person who, like, dude, like, kind of stands there and watches. Yeah. I'll fucking, that eye contact, baby. None.
Yeah,
right in their face. And, like, I'll do it hard.
You're getting real mad about that.
Because it drives me nuts that everywhere you go now, they flip the fucking screen.
Yeah.
Okay? And, like, a lot of times,
that's interesting.
I think this is I am like,
I know. I've heard a lot of people talk about this sort of thing.
I have a firm take on this. Like, if I'm not in a place that I think the social standards would require, like, a tipping establishment, and you do, your job expectations, you're not getting a tip from me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how it is. Because then where do you draw the line? Because everywhere you go now, almost.
Got to draw your own
line. With the exception of, like, a 7-Eleven. Is that pretty soon the people at 7-Eleven are going to be asking, like, there's going to be a tip option.
What I'm getting out of this is that this whole tipping thing is turning brother against brother. It's turning people against each other. And for some reason, because we're just putting these weird expectations.
I'm not necessarily
it's still just an opposite. No, I know, but it's still like
against the corporations, probably.
Sure.
Big Burrito that asked me if I want a tip. Or, like,
I don't know. I guess there's a lot more nuance.
I was going to say,
than I expected.
my brain is frozen in the moment, but, like, dude, like, I travel a lot. You'll be at like an airport Smoothie King,
Yeah.
and they'll give you a half full fucking strawberry banana extreme or whatever the hell they call it, and then they'll spin it in your face.
But see, that's but now let me follow this because I know you know this. I'm not telling you this as if you don't know this, but obviously that's just like what the software. Like they have no control of the software. So I don't know why we're all getting angry about this.
I get it's
when
more
it's
so
when it's not. I mean, like
for
it's
two
just
reasons.
a computer
It's
thing.
for
We
two
don't have to
reasons.
do
for
it.
2 reasons though. That's the thing. Is you're right. You don't have to do it, and more people should realize that. But I think people feel pressure when the person's staring at them, waiting for them to make a selection, and they do like a pressure pity tip.
Well,
Don't.
Then you
That's
get
what,
an
I
extra
guess
$2.
that's what
I
I'm
don't
saying. Don't succumb to the pressure. You shouldn't have to tip. So I would say it's on 2 things. It's partially on the corporations because I think that's like a how like a selling point to their employees. Like, hey, we don't have to pay you more because you're getting tips, which is bullshit.
yeah,
'cause
that sucks.
they shouldn't be getting tips. They should be getting paid whatever. And again, that's a whole nother fiasco that I think is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
cost of living is high, but how much can you expect to make for like doing something that's again
Yeah.
that
I'm still.
and again I'm not getting into it. It's only gonna get.
It's only gonna, dig ourselves deeper here. But at the
that's
end
my
of the day, I'm still a tipman. I'm a tipman through and through. If I go to a restaurant and I'm paying, if you are the server, if you're getting less than 50% tip from me,
50%.
I know it's a lot, but I can't help it. I like to tip 50% for a lot of reasons. But if you're getting less than that from me, just know that I have put a voodoo curse on your family. And that I hate you, and that I will make sure that my face is the last thing you see before you die.
And like, I don't know if you're looking at me thinking you that I'm cheap, but I'm telling you I'm not cheap.
No, I'm not. That's the main thing I want to get across is that I don't think that this should be like an argument.
What about
like I don't think this is something to get heated about.
What about a delivery driver?
Delivery driver?
Because you were also a delivery driver.
I was a delivery. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I tip delivery drivers as much as possible because, man, one time, I mean, when you don't even get tipped, obviously it never really bothered me. But the one thing that did bother me though was one time I delivered a pizza to this guy, and he was like, "Hey, do they is tip like included?" I was like, "No." So he goes, "Oh, okay, shit, hold on." He goes into his house. He's in there for like a minute or something. And he comes back with a fucking handful of change. And he's like, "Here you go." And he like dumps it in my hand. And I'm like, "Oh, thanks." And so at the end of the night, my boss is like, we're kind of going through our tips or whatever. And he's like, "What the fuck is this?" The guy tipped me a Kuwaiti $. All his change was from Kuwait. It's like 8 cents on the US dollar for every Kuwaiti $. I was like, "What and I still really get angry at that guy."
That guy was tipping what he had.
No, he had more because one, nice house. Also, nice teeth. I'll never forget this guy's nice smile. You know how like Inigo Montoya remembers like the 6-fingered man that killed his father? That's how I remember this guy's fucking teeth. He's like a Cheshire cat in real time, tipping me Kuwaiti $. I think that's what I'm doing. If somebody messes with me or if I'm tipping you bad, just know I'm putting a Kuwaiti curse on you. I'm Kuwaiti cursing.
Like, okay, how close is your local pizza joint? Like, is it close?
I don't have a good local spot
Yeah.
in Rochester that I get pizza.
What about like a sub plate? Like, do you ever order subs? Like, so you're mostly DoorDash and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Because, like, the place that I get pizza from is literally maybe 3 minutes from my house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So you take that into consideration in your tipping? Because you shouldn't.
Yes and no.
You shouldn't.
If I order, like, a standard meal, like,
Mhm.
just, like, one pizza or, like, 2 subs, you know what I mean? Like a standard meal, my delivery driver tip is almost always a $5 bill.
Which I love getting a Lincoln.
I feel like that's a fine tip.
Well, Actually, I think these days you could maybe do a little better, but I don't think you'll ever be. Nobody's ever disappointed getting handed a 5.
If I order like party pizza, like you know what I mean, like a
Sure,
bunch of
sure,
pizza or something,
sure.
then I'll tip based on like the dollar amount of the order.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm just ordering like 2 subs and like a order of mozzarella sticks for like my girlfriend
Sure.
and I to eat, or like one pizza just for us to like eat on like a Friday night, a Lincoln.
You got like a
I
standard.
feel like that's like
it's kind of old school. It's like what you do for haircuts. Like you don't base your haircut tip. At least I don't yet. Which I'm kind of conflicted about. I don't know what to do yet about it. But like
Yeah, it's a
haircuts, I'm
fin.
like, this is what you
Like-
do. Yeah,
like
this is for a haircut.
you know what I mean.
I don't
Like
know.
again, like. So can I? Because this and maybe you'll change my opinion. I don't think you will, but
I doubt.
like in my
I know
head,
I'm not gonna.
like
yeah.
again, like delivery driver comes back from a ride. Oh, this order's ready. Okay, boom, boom. He's at my house and back quick, getting his next ride. You know what I mean? So I'm
Mhm.
just like, hey, here's a fin. Appreciate it. Good to go.
Yeah.
So you're saying you don't think that should be taken into consideration?
No, I mean I don't.
Can I
think
tell
so.
you why I do?
Yeah, for sure.
Because you pay a delivery upcharge on the pizza.
Yeah, usually about $2-3
Yeah.
delivery fee, $2.99.
So
He's not getting that money though.
no, but again, like it's kind of on the man. I'm not trying to take it out on the kid that's delivering my pizza.
But you are.
I know, but here's the thing. So you're telling me so I could drive, and again, I know I pay those. So here's the thing. So if I drive the 3 minutes and pick up my pizza, let's say it's $20.
Mm-hmm.
But in order for that pizza to be brought to me, the $3 delivery charge plus the $5 tip, that's $28. $8 difference to me. Okay, that means that that drive there and back and going inside and maybe it not being ready, that's worth $8 to me. But you're saying that you think that should be worth more in terms of what I'm tipping it. Because, like, is my logic not there? Like, hey, he's going to go get another.
You know what? It absolutely is.
He's going to go get another.
We're just on different.
But I'm
We're
not.
just seeing
I'm
it
not
differently.
bad tipping people.
No, I'm
like
not
again,
saying you are.
like I'm sure there's been times where I actually know there's been times where I'm like, this was exceptional, above and beyond, food was delicious, service was great, and I've probably tipped like 40 to 50%, like because I'm like this person deserves it. Like, you know, when you get a waiter or waitress that like your guy with the green beans from STK and or was it the you know what I mean? Like,
Asparagus.
the
Jeffrey.
asparagus. Like if you have a
Jeffrey.
waiter like that or waitress like that, a server like that, whatever the proper terminology is, yes.
Yeah.
But like, you know, if I'm going to like Chili's, because I love I go to Chili's quite a bit. Standard service 25%.
I get that.
You know what I mean? Like again, unless there's like something that really sets the bar, which, you know, usually at Chili's, like I'm going and I'm just quick in and out. I know what I want the second I sit down.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not really necessarily giving them an opportunity to be great, so maybe they are. But again, I'm making their life, in my head, like, you know, I'm in and out. I'm not asking questions. I'm not doing other things. I'm never sending anything back. Like, I'm just, boom, scarf it down, pay the bill, boom, I'm out, clear my table, get somebody else in there. 25%.
I just like tipping a lot because those jobs stink. Just in generally speaking.
Yeah.
Those jobs just,
But
like, they stink.
That's the thing is, like, 98% of people probably hate their job. Like, there's not a lot of people that are like, it's hard. There's not a lot of people that are like openly like and serious. Like, I love what I do so much. Like, my job is sweet. Like, but you don't see some guy sitting in a bank somewhere. He's
yeah,
not
but
getting
he's
tipped.
also not servicing people the same way as that they're bringing their food. I do think it's different because there's so much more of a social aspect to it.
to
and also-
serving.
to serving, yeah.
Yeah, there's
That
a
plays a
social
role.
ask.
There's
But
a lot
like,
of, it's a,
okay,
there's
I mean,
lot of
there's a
stuff in
trust
there.
me. I would agree that servers have a tough job, especially because I think there's a lot of like shitty people out there.
Bruh.
But again, just like, you know, and those It's the shitty people that should be tipping a lot.
No, exactly. So I guess in a way, I am kind of like,
You're overcompensating for the shitty people.
yeah, because I'm like, I know that even if it's not today, even if it's not tomorrow, someday you're going to be working and somebody's really stinky is going to be seated in your section. And you just need something. You just need something to get going, you know? Now, thanks for that tip talk. Welcome back to Tip Talk. Now, before we get into a couple of other things, I saw a video of Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. You're familiar? I saw this video. I thought it was hilarious. So his daughter, Liv Tyler, she's an actress, and she went on one of those shows, you know, where they have celebrities, like, they dig into, like, their ancestry and stuff.
Yeah.
Like their 23andMe. So Liv Tyler, I guess, went on one of these shows, and then after she talks to the person who, like, tells her all about her family history, she then goes to meet her dad, Steven Tyler, and give him the lowdown. And so they're sitting at, like, a kitchen table next to each other, and she goes, so I went through our family's history, and my great-great-great-grandfather, your great-great-grandfather was, and there's this big long
Adolf
pause. No. There's this long pause. And it's like cut to Steven, cut back to her, cut to Steven, cut back to her. And she goes, African American. And Steven Tyler goes, dude, Steven Tyler, he sits there for a second, he goes, I knew it. He goes, I knew it. He goes, I've always felt connected to the African American experience. I'm like, brother, you can't do that on TV. I just thought that was so funny.
Steve Tyler's like, I was always really good at basketball growing up. Like, he said something so racist.
I love rap music.
Yeah.
I'm Steven Tyler. I knew I was black.
Oh, that's funny.
I bet you Steven Tyler hasn't talked to a black person that wasn't working for him in like 20 years. And that's not, I'm not saying that to be like, fuck you, Steven Tyler. I'm just saying I feel like that's true. No, it's not anybody's fault. I just feel that's, unless he's talking to himself, then I guess now that counts.
You don't think so?
Who's he calling up? Lenny Kravitz? That's the one black rock star. And I doubt, and they're not in the same.
Tracy Morgan.
That's a conversation I would love to be a fly on the wall of. And I think it would sound a little something like this. Folks, it's too goddamn cold outside, okay? Why leave your house unless you have to, all right? Stay cozy. Stay protected from the winter, all right? You know, and the good news is, today, you don't have to go out even to go to the grocery store because you can just use Instacart. And guess what? It gets even better because when you use Instacart, you can use it not just for groceries, but you can use it to even get some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. But it gets even better than that because right now, Two in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $10 or more. $10, Instacart. I mean, what do you? That's a package of Oreos, gallon of milk. How much is that? That's probably $9. So you can add something else too, something special. What goes great with Oreos and milk? Romance. Friendship. I don't know if you can get that at the grocery store, but if you do, Instacart will definitely get it to you. All you have to do to get that great deal of free delivery is hit the link in this episode description. Start making things a lot easier on yourself, especially during the stress of the holiday season, and start using Instacart today. Folks, if you want to do something nice for yourself, support the show. Also, great Christmas gift. I don't know. Check out the merch that we've got over at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. Bucket hats, t-shirts, fanny packs, mugs, hats, slides, drink glasses, t-shirts, hoodies, long sleeves. All kinds of great stuff. and here's why you're going to want to get it as like a Christmas present for someone you love or for yourself because the quality is top notch, okay? This is something that I'm very proud of because most places, be it podcasts or like organizations, a lot of times they'll be like, hey, check, buy the thing from us. It's that Gildan brand bullshit, and it's disgusting. That's not even clothes. I don't know what they make those shirts out of, but it's not right. Orphan hair, I assume. It's disgusting, and they should be shut down. Here's the good news, though. We don't do any of that. Especially the t-shirts, try blend material, folks. That's Target quality. Where else are you going to get that except at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. Hit the link in this episode description or check it out for yourself. Get yourself something nice, something that's going to make you look good and feel good this holiday season. And if you're interested in advertising on this show, you can email us at snackspotsports@gmail.com for details on how you can start reaching tens of thousands of listeners in the Buffalo area and beyond. Podcast advertising, you know, it's a whole new market, man. It used to be just TV, radio, I guess, newspapers, maybe, who knows, but it's not like that anymore, okay? There's still companies that do that, of course, but when you see some of these same companies, the big ones like McDonald's and State Farm moving into the podcast space, it says a lot about the effectiveness of podcast advertising. Companies of that magnitude are starting to realize this, which is cool, for podcasting as a medium, but the problem is it hasn't left any room for smaller or local businesses to get in on the action. But that's what we are here for. That's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to spread the word on. So again, if you're interested in learning more about podcast advertising, hit us up, reach out to us at snackspotsports@gmail.com.
You were bringing me somewhere there.
I knew
lost it. I've been in a good stretch of the Office episodes the past few nights. Watching one before I go to bed because it's a good run. And last night, dude, I got to look up. I got to look up the exact. I think it's season 8, maybe. Robert California's there. Is season 7 the last one with Michael Scott? Yeah, it's dude, the garden party episode.
Yeah, classic.
Is such an underrated episode of The Office.
Agreed, because it happens so late. It's a true late banger, to coin a term. No one's ever said that before.
Yeah, so it's
an LB,
and
drop it a couple LBs.
So it's the Lotto episode where the whole warehouse wins the lottery.
Oh, yeah.
And Daryl's then the garden party back to back.
Wow.
You're just talking, and then the one was on last night, so I watched it. It was the episode where it's in that same realm because Andy's the manager, where Jim has jury duty. And they extinguish him by noon on Monday or whatever, and then he just takes the whole week off, and then Dwight tries to catch him, kind of thing. Yeah,
classic Jim and Dwight.
Just
can't beat it. Just old timey classic goofs. 2 things I want to talk about.
Yes.
That are going on in the news.
Yes.
Number 1, Papa Luigi. He killed that guy. I guess there's a couple things I kind of want to bring up about
this. I
this,
don't know,
which is 1, my name is Luigi, I kill a CEO. Obviously. 2, so he was valedictorian of his high school, and his high school valedictorian speech is online. It's on YouTube. I saw some of it. Here's my problem with this guy. Obviously, he shot someone in the middle of the day out of nowhere.
It was nighttime, I thought, in the video, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know. Well, he shot someone just right on the street,
yeah.
right?
He assassinated somebody,
which is crazy. Not a cool move. I think I'm pretty safe to say that. But my problem with him is that he is such a poor public speaker.
Is he?
It was the one, when I worked in public access, a lot of times we would have to record high school graduation ceremonies, and they were so brutal because all the speeches that the kids give are the same and they all suck. And this guy's speech was particularly bad. He was just doing that thing where they kind of pause after every sentence. I don't even know if I could replicate
for their
that
own cadence or because they're nervous or why?
Because they just don't know how to speak in front of people.
Gotcha.
So he's he's
a socially awkward kind
No,
of
just
type
like a
thing?
fucking. I almost said the R word there, but
Uh-oh.
you know, I mean, but just like an idiot, like just a dumb person.
Well,
You know what it reminds me of? Oh, I shouldn't say this, but I want to.
don't do it.
All right, I won't. Makes me fucking
I don't
mad,
know.
though. Nothing. There's nothing worse than a bad graduation speech, like any kind of. And he's like, "Da-na-na-da-na, a-fa-na-da, we learn, and then be it, you know, stuff like be it coffee in Mr. Da-na-da, da-na-da, da-na-da," you know, stuff like that. Am I doing that right? I don't know. But
Yeah,
it's so bad.
that's very speechy. There's no words
a
there
piece of
except for
shit.
coffee and Mr. Turner's room.
Yeah, coffee and Mr. Turner. That's all. But
Which-
you know, it's that thing of like where he's like, the lessons we took with the lessons that we learned, we will take with us so far into the future. Be it, you know, how to be a person or dodging class in Mr. Turner's class with the coffee. You know what? You know,
Wow, who's Mr. Turner?
you know what I mean? You never had Mr. Turner for stat? Oh man, he was a great guy. Made a great cup of Joe. But that's not the point. We're not talking about Mr. Turner. We're talking about my name is Luigi. I murdered a CEO.
Oh my God. Go ahead.
Well,
Come
that was terrible. So terrible public speaker. That's my biggest thing with the guy.
Yeah, but you watched.
But I watched it because I was like, this is so bad. Like, God, like he doesn't deserve to have his name in the news in any way for a good or bad thing because he's such a bad public speaker. That's how I feel. Now, my wife told me about this when it happened, and she was like, yeah, everybody's kind of like going crazy because, you know, the guy he killed was that CEO of United Health. Yeah, so which people are not a fan of for a lot of reasons. So some people are like, you know, fuck you and all this junk. And then she was like, yeah, and she saw one tweet or some comment or something that was like, oh, sorry, your wife's grievance counselor doesn't take her insurance. And I was like, that one's kind of funny. Maybe don't use that as an example of people being bad because that joke is actually, I kind of like to connect to the dots on that one.
Yeah, I have United Healthcare as my insurance provider, so I was worried because I was like, "Hey, what happens when our man goes down? Is there somebody else there to steer the boat?" I have no idea, dude. This is off tangent,
people.
but I'll be the first to say this, and like this is not a new take, and I'm not gonna get all, oh, they should teach this in schools, but dude, does anybody fucking understand health insurance?
No.
Like, dude, when I fill out my health insurance shit, like if there's like if we have to do like new open enrollment or like whatever, we change healthcare providers, dude, I have not a fucking clue what I'm looking at when I'm signing up for, and I try to read and research and like ask people that have already done it and like call people that claim to know shit about healthcare, and everybody says the same thing. Well, I don't know, you just got to do what's best for you. What does that even mean? It doesn't make sense. There's like you're picking plans, and then they've got like, and then there's tiered plans. Like you can pick the premium plan that's more expensive. Like, and these are your benefits. But so I'm like, okay, I see there is benefit to paying more, but it doesn't actually tell you what the benefits are. It's just like buzzwords, like thrown in your face. Like, yeah, you get
You
benefits.
know what? This is the same.
Benefits.
It's the same with everything, man. It's the same with like housing stuff that caused the 2008 crisis. Like, it's just a lot of people do, you know.
You're
look,
saying healthcare's a bubble and we should short it? I'm in.
that is a good plan.
Imagine.
It's a sad plan. Shout out Brad Pitt in The Big Short. People are gonna lose their. God damn it! What a fucking good movie,
Dude, I was just about to say, imagine if we do it and it hits big, and then Adam Sandler, not Adam Sandler,
Adam McKay. Is it an actor?
Yeah,
Christian Bale.
no,
Ryan Gosling.
from
Brad Pitt.
No,
Steve Carell.
Steve Carell. That's what
I named the whole cast, man.
Imagine Steve Carell plays one of us in the movie.
I think Steve Carell would play me, but because Steve
Brad
Carell
Pitt would obviously play me.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah.
But in that movie, the character that Steve Carell plays, like he does such a good job of being like so angry and curmudgeon-y, and I think that's the take he would have on me.
Who's the handsome celebrity that's got the massive nipples? The beach photos came out a few years back.
The DiCaprio?
Hemingsworth, maybe.
Oh, one of the Hemsworth brothers?
Yeah, maybe one of the Hemsworth brothers.
Siri, Hemsworth, big nipples. Search. Siri, go gadget, big nipples, Liam Hemsworth. Something like that.
Yeah, make sure you're not selling.
Oh my
personal
God, I just
information
shorted the
right now.
healthcare system. Holy fucking shit.
Oh
my God, I just followed My Name is Luigi, I Killer the CEO on Instagram.
Back to Luigi though. Has there been have they said this was the gap that I was in because I was traveling and then I was sick, as you know. So I saw that the guy got killed.
Yeah.
And then today I've been on my phone 3 times. I saw enough to know that there's one meme about a guy in a McDonald's drive-thru is who caught him essentially.
Well, so what happened was, he, as I understand, I actually could call somebody right now.
Nah, don't, because
Okay.
we do got to wrap up. I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. We got to do the fucking who.
Yeah, I know. That's fine.
So I guess after he shot the guy, he went to McDonald's, and then people are kind of trolling because he was flirting with the cashier a little bit. But the cashier, I don't know if word got out that the guy was murdered or whatever, but for whatever reason, the cashier made the guy show his ID at the McDonald's while he was ordering, and that's how they nabbed him.
I thought he was on the run for a little bit though.
Well, then there you go. I know they got him because
Right
McDonald's.
after the murder?
I don't know if it was right
I
after
thought
the
it was
murder.
days later. Emily?
Yeah, it was a couple days.
Yeah, that's
There
what
you go.
I thought.
There you go. A couple days later.
Yeah, he died. The whole thing happened
It was Tuesday of last week. Or maybe
all
Monday
blurring
even, and
together.
then
It's all
Tuesday's when the
blurring
video
together.
came out, and then I
Okay.
thought they just
And I know
apprehended him.
some people are like, that's not the guy. Classic conspiracy theory all the
Really?
way. However,
See, I gotta dive. I'll dive into it later. That's my problem.
somebody,
I haven't had enough time
the
to
only reason I
research.
say because somebody just sent me some stuff about it.
But did they say was he a hired assassin to take out the head of United Healthcare?
That nobody knows.
hasn't
I know
came
some
out yet?
people are thinking that maybe that's a truth.
because that was
he's
the
gonna-
initial
Yeah, exactly. He's like
rumor
an
mill.
Epstein situation.
Epstein situation.
Now, what I'll say, I don't know. I've always felt that eyebrows are like fingerprints. And
Yeah.
all I know is that this man's eyebrows and the eyebrows of in some of the pictures of the supposed suspect,
Yeah.
the eyebrows don't match up. That's just something to think about.
The eyebrows
The eyebrows
from the guy.
from Luigi, My Name is Luigi, I Killed the CEO, his eyebrows.
I see.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
even
know
know-
if
I didn't
actually
even see the
these
picture
have
of the
any of the
guy.
right pictures.
I
So
don't
that's
care.
Luigi.
He's got no eyebrows in that picture.
He's wearing a fucking hat.
Well, no,
brother.
that's what I'm saying. You can't see his eyebrows.
You can see him.
Let me see.
Look, you look. But I did see I should have saved it, but I did see a picture comparing the gap, the gap here between eyebrows and Luigi's. His eyebrows are pretty close together.
These eyebrows are close together too.
got a unibrow.
Closer than you
You
think.
gotta be trimming it.
We can't. I don't think I'm hearing you through the thing, Emily.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
Sorry. Speak up about the speak on that. Please speak on that. Speak on the unibrow.
He could have been trimming his unibrow. ATM photos. Days later, gets arrested. Eyebrows grown back.
Like Harrison Ford in The Fugitive.
Yeah,
Because he was on the
That's
run.
pretty good.
He couldn't.
God damn
Couldn't
it,
shave
that's
his
genius.
brows.
These are all. I'm gonna take all these notes for when I'm on the run.
All right. Who win the week?
Who would win the week this week? Hold on, let me remember who it is. I got it. Okay. The who would win of the week this week is The Grinch versus Dave Portnoy. A couple of titans of industry going at it.
So I got my Miss Peaches hoodie on. Shout out
Yeah.
to Dave.
Can I
I'll tell
say
him
this?
later. Yeah.
All I could think about when we decided on this battle was imagine going into Dave Portnoy's office and seeing one of those champagne bottles that he has for all his enemies, and it just
doing
says
the cool.
Grinch on it.
Oh, Grinch. I
Yeah.
thought it was gonna be us for
No.
chirping him.
I'm not sure. But
One note,
I don't
not
know
a
if he
free
beat
ad,
the
but
Grinch.
do you know what? Have you seen the new Surviving Barstool?
no, I
Dude,
haven't
it's-
watched that.
You should.
Okay. That's
Anyway,
not the one that Roan hosts, right?
no, that's Barstool's Most Dangerous Game.
I think that's.
But
the one I
Roan
like
is
better.
in this season of Surviving Barstool.
Okay. I like that guy.
Yeah, Roan's a good dude. Well, maybe he's not, but he's funny.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that when we were talking about this on the phone, getting ready, Dave Portnoy is Jewish. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know that. Oh wait, now I kind of do because I remember like he did some video where his mom was like, "Fuck you, Kanye."
I think I'm pretty sure he I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he's Jewish.
Yeah, he is.
So him and the Grinch.
You're saying they might have more in common than
Yeah,
they
I
do?
mean they're kind of two peas in the same pod if we're being honest. Honestly, they're kind of built the same. Pull up a picture of Jim Carrey's Grinch and give it to me next to a picture of Dave Portnoy shirtless.
Okay, give me 40 minutes. That's not how you spell it.
It'll come up.
It's gonna take a long ass time to load.
Yeah, but I
not
need
too
to
bad.
see it.
Not too bad. You want like that shot where he's in the lederhosen?
No. I want the shot where he's like that scene where he's like getting ready. If we can get a full body shot, I want to see his belly. Like, you know what I mean? He's got a bit of. Yeah, I mean, that's
not a great one.
Yeah. Fuck, dude, it's not gonna load.
No. Maybe I should have gotten a better laptop when I was doing this.
Nah, I blame our internet.
No, the internet's good, man. I stream Seinfeld.
Here,
all day.
I'll let me pull it up on my end just for the people to be able to see.
Okay.
Well, for
Dave
us to be able to
Portnoy's
see.
gotten in shape though the past couple of years. Young Dave Portnoy, sure, maybe looked a little more Grinch-esque, but these days I don't think he looks like that.
Can I look up Jim Carrey Grinch naked, or is that a bad idea?
It depends on who you are. Depends on what you're willing
There's
to
like
see.
there's a scene specifically that like I have in mind. It yeah.
Well, let's talk more about like this fight. You know,
Yeah, you
the
do that
battle
while I
here.
look this up because
So-
I gotta find Jim Carrey's Grinch naked.
You know, Dave Portnoy being sort of like, you know, obviously like the head of a big company like Barstool. That seems to me like the kind of organization that the Grinch would be like ready to go up against. I mean, he goes up against a whole town. He goes up against Christmas. In the Jim Carrey Grinch, his main antagonist is the mayor of Whoville, right? This guy who has a lot of money and a lot of power. So the Grinch is used to going up against guys like that. The Grinch also, like, he eats glass bottles for dinner, right? Like, he really can put his body through a lot without even, he just does that in his spare time. Nobody's challenging him to do that. On the other hand, Dave Portnoy, as we know, with the champagne bottles and stuff, that guy takes his enemy list very, very seriously. And he knows how to handle his business when it comes to that kind of thing. If somebody steps to him, he steps back without hesitation. The Grinch is definitely a little sneakier. And the Grinch is going to play real dirty. Yeah, you want to show that? To
Wait, you see it first.
Yeah. I mean, you have to show that to the camera because that is like, get right up in there.
I'm not gonna.
Let me do it.
Yeah, get up in there. You're just scrolling one.
I mean,
Yeah,
that ain't nothing.
that's what I'm saying.
This is more of an even matchup than I had anticipated. But at the end of the day, who's gonna take it? I'm having a tough time deciding. I think, the Grinch is gonna play so dirty that might give him the edge in this fight.
Dude, I mean, I think Dave Portnoy will play pretty dirty. I think the problem that they're both gonna run into is, I think they have both a lot of bark and a lot of bite, two massive personalities.
Yeah.
But I don't know how well either of them can truly handle a punch.
I think that yes, this is a good point. Now that we're
A
talking,
physical punch.
No, of course. And now that we're thinking about this, I do think that Portnoy might be able to handle it better than the Grinch.
I think the Grinch might be a bitch.
It's true. Because
Like,
he does.
He lives up in the mountains all those years, and then he meets one little chick, and his whole thing goes out the window.
Yeah.
Turns in he's bitch made. And I mean, they're both very similar. Listen, it's just them and their dogs.
Yeah. And again, if we look at it like this, like I said, the main antagonist of the Grinch, his mortal enemy, Mayor of Whoville, starting back from when they're kids, right? When that happens, when that kid steps to Kid Grinch, the Grinch runs up to the mountains.
I thought it was a woman That's really mean. A girl.
No, the woman is Martha May Whovier. That's the love of his life, brother.
No. Yeah. Okay.
So
No, I know
the Grinch.
yeah.
The Grinch runs into the mountains. Dave Portnoy, Business Insider, embarrasses Dave Portnoy. Tries to embarrass Dave Portnoy the way that the mayor of Whoville embarrassed Kid Grinch.
He's not running towards the mountains.
He's not running towards the mountains, brother.
Yeah, that's whole
He's
thing.
building his own.
I'm taking Dave Portnoy. Because of that point right there. That actually sold me. Grinch runs away, and then when he comes back, he conforms back to like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't realize, like, everybody was actually chill. Portnoy would never accept that. He would bury Whoville. If he left Whoville and he wanted to come back, he would bury Whoville.
Yeah, he'd tear down all of Mount Crumpet to cover Whoville. That's true.
So
I have to lock in Dave for that as well.
Yeah.
I've talked myself into it.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted the Grinch to
lock
win,
in that
but
clean sweep for Dave Portnoy versus the Grinch on this week's Who Would Win of the Week. Vote on that on Instagram on Friday. Andy,
Fun
we
one.
got to run bad, but what I'll say to you quick is we are going to do a Timmy Dillon review. We're going to go see it.
Oh,
We're
hell
gonna review
yes.
it. I love you.
Yes, I love you too. Let's get out of here. Thanks, folks.